Hey everybody, it's Beth with Good Health on the Go, and today we're going to focus on some stretches. We're going to start on the floor, so go ahead and come down to the floor, and just in the seated position, we're going to start with the forward fold that's going to actually be stretching our hamstrings and low back. Okay, that's where most people are super tight, in the back of their legs and in the low back. So go ahead and reach up, sitting up nice and tall. You're just going to flex forward, okay, and then take your hands down to your shins and start walking the fingertips forward and just try to stretch and hold. Okay, take a deep breath and continue to lower the chest down towards the thigh. Okay, you do not want to bounce, so we don't want to do any bouncing trying to reach. You want to make sure you're holding what's called a static stretch. Okay, breathe, just let the hamstrings relax right here in the low back. Let's hold for about 10 more seconds. Okay, and roll up from that position. Now let's move to the butterfly, or the inner thigh groin stretch. So you're just going to bring your feet together. Okay, so our legs are out like a butterfly or a frog, and then you're just going to press down. If you feel like you need a little more stretch, just take your elbows and kind of press down. Okay, now maybe sitting in this position with your heels in towards your groin and inner thigh area is going to be enough. So you can sit here, or you can again go ahead and flex forward and then put pressure against the thighs with your elbow. And release. Now we're going to go ahead and turn over onto our side so that we can stretch the thigh, which gets really tight as well. So lying down on your side, go ahead and come on to your, you can either relax your head all the way down, or you can prop your head up onto your elbow, okay, with your elbow using your hand. Bend the bottom knee and then bend the top knee and grab the top of the ankle and then pull back and stretch. I'm going to go ahead and put my head all the way down. And what I want you to do is focus on stretching this part of the thigh. Try not to let the knee flare up. Try to keep it down. And then also try to squeeze the butt muscle and push the hip forward so you feel it a little bit more in the hip flexor and the inner thigh. I'm sorry, the top of the thigh. Okay? And then you want to make sure you're keeping the abs pulled in tight at the same time so that you're not arching your back too much. Release. Now let's go ahead and roll over and go immediately to the opposite side. Okay, I want you to go back and do these a second round. We're going to go through them one time together, and then you can go back through the stretches for a second round. Again, here you always want to think about neutral alignment. So we've got our knee in line with the hip, hip in line with the shoulder, shoulder in line with the ear. So you're like a straight line as much as possible, and pulling the abs in tight as you hold and grab the top of the shoe or the top of the foot. And release. All right, now we're going to go ahead and go into a seated position. So go ahead, if you can, on your knees. If you want to do this standing, you can do it standing as well. We're going to open up in the chest. So I'm just going to take my hands and place them behind my back and kind of interlace my hands if you feel like that you can do that. And then you're just going to push the chest out. But you have to make sure that you're keeping the back straight as well. An alternative to this stretch would be just to place your hands back and just to really try to open up through the chest. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together. Okay, and release. Next, let's move to a shoulder stretch. I'm going to go ahead and remain seated. You can stand up and do the stretch, or you can do it sitting down. But if you're sitting down, I want you to make sure that you're pulling your abs in tight and that you're sitting up straight and upright. Okay, so we're going to do a shoulder. You're going to wrap the arm across the front of the body, and you're going to reach underneath and pull slightly on the shoulder, making sure that you keep your head and neck in neutral alignment. Breathe. You always want to try to relax and take a few deep breaths as you're stretching so that you can lengthen the muscle back to its normal position. Okay, let's go to the opposite side. Make sure you're trying to keep the shoulder down. You don't want it hunched up. You want to keep the shoulder down. Okay, next we're going to go and just kind of round the shoulders. Let's get a little bit of range of motion going in the shoulders. Now, every time you stretch, you do want to make sure, let's go the opposite way, that you're already warmed up, okay? So you're doing these stretches after the workout, okay? After the hashtag 4-minute workout, after the resistance training, one of those, just whatever your plan is for the day. And then also you can do stretching after you take a hot shower, bath, or jacuzzi, something like that. You just want the muscles to be warmed up. Go ahead and reach the arms up. Pat yourself on the back for doing such an awesome job today, stretching and working out. And then we're just going to push back and stretch in the back of the arm. Now you can also reach all the way around as long as you can keep your head straight and you have the range of motion and you're kind of pulling back so that we're stretching right here. You're pulling back. Now, if you want to do like this because of the range of motion, then you need to go ahead and bring the arm to the front. Okay, so let's switch sides. So you reach up again. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back. Again, either push back, keeping that elbow going up towards the ceiling, or go ahead and reach around and pull back. Take a deep breath. Relax. Okay, and back up. And then we're going to finish with one of my favorites, and that's child's pose. So coming onto your knees. Go ahead and lower your hips down towards your heels as much as possible. And then you're just going to reach forward so that you're stretching in the back. You're also stretching in the lat and under the arms. And just reach and breathe. Take a deep breath and release. And then as you come out of that, just round the back and sit all the way up. So go through that workout again. Do it a third time if you want to. You definitely can't stretch too much. You want to take the stretch to where you feel slight discomfort and that you're stretching but not pain. Okay, so make sure you don't push to that point of pain, but you want to push to that point of discomfort. Great job. I'll see you next time.